this story is so well known that even the Muslims talk about it, that he was gifted a ring by Gabriel that allowed him to control jinn. That's what they call demons in Islam, is
Right.
jinn. And Gabriel was the messenger angel that supposedly gave Muhammad, it was Prophet Muhammad, I think. He gave Muhammad
The prophecies or
the
whatever.
prophecies or the Book of Islam or whatever. No offense to any
And then
Islam people.
there was the stone, whatever the black stone of Mecca
Right,
is.
the Black Stone of Mecca, exactly.
I don't know where that came from. I can't remember that story.
I have a great theory on that, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so, I mean, we're going to get off topic a little bit here. So, Solomon had the Ark of the Covenant. And so, when Solomon had the Ark of the Covenant, he put it into the temple, and then a mist supposedly came upon it, and God dwelled in there. So, to me, looking back on it now, I think that was a portal device that opened up a realm where I don't think God physically set inside that temple. I think God dwelled there, like Solomon could go in there and talk.
Like there was a telepresence kind of deal.
Exactly. So I could look into heaven and God could look down and they could talk or whatever. I actually think that there was more than one of those arks. And I think that one of those arks was buried in Mecca underneath that stone. I think that stone kept that ark from people. There's stories about people dying, getting like electricity shooting off there and killing them, right? Like only the Levites could get so close to this thing, right?
And then so that begs the question, like, if a normal human walked up to this thing,
right,
it would just insta death, right?
Yeah,
not like Indiana Jones, just arc.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna agonize there. Like this thing is gonna fry you, right? Like it's gonna get rough.
Yeah.
And so
then what's different about the Levites?
So well, if we want to dig deep, we're gonna dig deep here. So when the 12 tribes, the 12 tribes of Israel are based off the 12 sons of Jacob. God changed Jacob's name to Israel. Each son got a tribe. Levi was one of those sons, and God said out of the Levites, those became his priests. Something about those guys, he said those guys, the Levites, could do
the priesthood.
The priesthood.
Right.
So the priesthood guys could go in there and do that. They did have to wear like certain kind of clothes and like this gold plate on there or whatever, whatnot. But something about them, they were allowed to go in there.
So I wonder if it was more along the lines of, hey, you guys are the only ones who are going to know how to work this technology, and here's your radiation suit.
Could be.
Right?
Could be.
You know what I mean?
So there's another fascinating theory too, that for when God led them out of Egypt and Moses went up to one of the mountains, I can't remember what the mountain is. He went up to one of those mountains to basically get the 10 Commandments. The people revolted, right? Because he was gone so long.
Yeah, I remember.
Like 30 days. His cousin Aaron was left behind. He was basically Moses' number 2 guy. And they forced him to build a golden calf, which basically is Baal. Baal's a demon god that takes on a bull, right?
Right.
And they say they sacrificed. Well, basically, to me, they probably did a human sacrifice. They probably sacrificed a virgin or whatever, whatnot down there, because demons, even Molech, the Jews of the past got punished pretty hard for. It says even in the Bible, today's Bible will tell you don't pass your child through the fire to Molech. They used to sacrifice their firstborns, right? God saws it, tells Moses, like, I can't believe they're doing this. I'm done with these people. I'm going to wipe them out, and I'm going to build you a nation. But Moses is like, no, please don't, please don't, please don't, right? So he goes back down there to him, tells him to stop.
He lays it out.
He asked Aaron what happened, and Aaron was like, hey, look, these people were going to kill me, so I did it. And so he took the Levites, and the Levites randomly executed like 3,000 people, right? They just executed them, right? They just randomly did it, right? And then God marched them around. He's like, none of these people are going to the promised land. And so the theory is the reason why they marched him around for 40 years is because they were eating this stuff called manna, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the theory is that the ark was actually a nuclear reactor, and at 40 years is basically the lifespan of a nuclear reactor, right? But the material that was in there and it just stopped. And that's why they can't. That's just a theory, though, man. I don't go into it, but that leads into what you're saying is that the Levites knew how to not go in there and lose their fingernails and their eyebrows fall off, right? So like radiation.
Yeah,
it's possible, man.
Or whatever device, whatever thing that they had created there.
So
I mean, they were given very specific instructions on how to build the ark, right?
Yeah, and so the thing,
that part I do know.
The thing too, you fill that thought out, man. Like, this wasn't a random. Build me a box. Like, this wasn't random. No. Like there was like very specific details, and inside of the box specifically was said, line it with gold, right?
Right.
So that wasn't for show because no one's looking inside that box. That had a purpose about it, right? And so,
right.
Yeah, and also,
so here's the thing, right? So Moses had stone tablets.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't God the one who actually wrote the 10 Commandments on the tablets?
Couldn't tell you.
Or I don't think Moses carved that shit. I think that's why. And then they put them in the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, when he broke them, they put them in the Ark of the Covenant. It also had, I think they put Aaron's staff in there when he passed away. They had other things in there too. I can't exactly remember what was in there. If anybody knows, give us a quick Bible study, Sunday school Bible study lesson in the comments down there. But like, yeah, so
I just look what is in the Ark of the Covenant.
But it was also, the Ark was also a weapon. Like when the final sinful generation died, God sent Joshua to lead them across a river. I'm drawing a blank on what that river is. It's a pretty famous river or whatever. But they walked out with the Ark of the Covenant and stood in the river, and the Ark split the water, and so that they could walk across. And then the first town they came across was Jericho, and they walked that thing around. They walked the Ark around Jericho's walls for 7 days to make the walls fall down, right? And there's also a good tale in there too, man. Just piggybacking off of our last podcast about the Book of Enoch. God said, go into Jericho, everybody gets it, including the animals. And he said, don't take one piece of silver, don't take anything out of there, right? Kill the kids, women, men, donkeys, dogs, everything, get it, right? And they were saying that this was God's effort of the cleanup of the last of the Nephilim that somehow survived the flood, right? That Nephilim bloodline that was in there to go in there and do it.
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.